Hey student, if you make these mistakes at a pre-intermediate level, well, you will slow down your journey to English fluency. So watch this video and find out what mistakes I'm talking about. Hey there student, I am teacher Prix and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. It is an honor to me. I'll make sure that I'll do my very best to help you on your journey to fluency. Make sure to hit the like button, But other than that, let's talk about business. Mistakes that will slow you down on your journey to fluency. They will happen. Now guys, here on my channel, and as the title of the video says, at pre-intermediate. Here on my channel, I focus on helping pre-intermediate and intermediate students who are stuck. So I help students to go from stuck to speaking. That's my job. So at this level, at this beautiful level, if you follow these bad strategies, you will slow down. So here guys, at this moment, at this level, we need to think of strategy. I need to have a clear understanding of what strategies I am following. So this is a transition level. You need to worry about that now. Because here at this level, you will not feel a tremendously big difference the same way you felt when you knew nothing. When you began your journey and you knew zero English, everything you learned gave you the impression that, wow, my life has changed. But that doesn't happen at pre-intermediate and intermediate anymore. The changes are gradual. So here you can't slow down your journey by making these mistakes. You need to avoid them, and that's what I want to focus on here. So mistake number 1, vocabulary overload. Now, every week on my channel, I post vocabulary lessons. Of course, they are important. And I'm not going to lie to you. Starting now, from now on, there will be plenty of words for you to study and learn and use. But what you need to watch out for is the excessive practice of vocabulary. And when you do that, you are focusing on numbers, and that makes it difficult for you to memorize vocabulary. Because this is what students stress about at intermediate or pre-intermediate level. Vocabulary. I need to know more words. I need to know more words. So you include more and more and more and more, but when it's time to speak, the words don't come. Why? Because you're following the mentality of vocabulary overload. This is bad. You're bringing more and more and more, but you're not focusing on strategy. I talk a lot about that here. I also give all the English lessons, phrasal verbs, grammar, pronunciation, you name it. But I love coming here and talk about strategies. If you don't have good ones, you will slow down your journey to fluency. So number will never beat quality. Don't focus on building lists, but rather on using the words you learn. And here I'll continue, I will read. Don't worry so much about memorizing everything you study. Create meaningful examples with what you study, and that will help your brain create new memories, experiences, emotions with your practice. It's about connection at the end of the day. So when you pick words to study during the week, focus on how you're going to connect that practice with something meaningful, something important to you. Don't just create examples like Mary broke up with Peter. Peter went away with another girl. Who the heck is Peter? So I needed to understand that. I always try to contextualize examples. And this is something that I'm constantly working on with my BSA, my students in my online program, where I show them how to go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. And with my BSA, of course, they have vocabulary every week in every module. In workshops, extra activities, challenges, I'm always bringing new words. But I always emphasize to my babies, guys, learn to use what you study. Create examples, post them to me on the platform. Connect the examples you create with important life events. Yes, I always remind them. And it's interesting because sometimes they make some posts and then I ask them, hey, did that really happen to you? Tell me more. Because they're telling me stories in their examples and creating the examples connecting with life and using the new words they're learning. And this is the best practice you could possibly think of. And always avoiding vocabulary overload. I always tell them, hey, don't worry about the number. There will be many words for you to study, but you're going to learn the ones you use. You can study many words every week, but you will only learn the ones you use. Your brain will remember the ones you use the most. All right? Let's keep rolling. Mistake number 2, fake study routine. If you're not fully immersed in your practice, you are not studying. And I hate to break it to you, but you have to study to learn. I sometimes get messages from people who follow me and they're like, is there a way I could learn just relaxing and not studying? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Would you feel comfortable with your doctor who was going to do a surgery on you and he told you that he didn't learn at school, he just chilled and watched some videos on YouTube while running on a treadmill? Would you feel comfortable having that doctor perform a surgery on you? I wouldn't. I don't think so. So you see, guys, there will be hard work. And it's good. So don't have that perception that, oh my God, I have to work so hard. Why are we here in this world? Their dedication pays off. So fake study routine is when you're not putting effort. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not putting effort. You are including English, but you're not studying. You're not taking the time to sit down and do it. Yesterday, I was studying English and I was doing something I don't like doing. I write every day when I am practicing English. I write every day. But a dedicating writing day to write a complete essay, an article, something more academic, I don't like doing. But do I not do? I do it. Let's see, where is it? Because this is a new notebook. Look, here and here. About 1,000 words. And before doing this, I prepared myself. I read 3 to 4 articles. I watched, I think, 5 different videos. I studied vocabulary. And then I wrote. I spent about an hour and a half doing this. So this is not fake. This is the real deal. And this is what, unfortunately, students who get at a pre-intermediate level, intermediate level, they tend to ignore. They're like, no, now I'm a pre-intermediate. I just want to speak. That's all. I just want to speak English. So I'm going to go on these apps and I'm going to pay very little money, very, very little for some conversation classes. And then I'll be with native speakers. It's cheap. I'll go and I'll be fine. That's a fake study routine. And if you keep thinking that way, you will slow down your journey to fluency. Now, I'm not talking about professors' competence in those apps. I'm not talking about people per se. I'm talking about methodology. You sit down to study, you learn. You take notes, you practice, you check information, you learn. You go to the gym to exercise your body. That's good for you. You're exercising your body. But don't consider that time a productive time to study English, study pronunciation, reading, writing, vocabulary, grammar, and speaking. Of course, I love listening to podcasts when I'm walking on the street, when I'm traveling and I'm in the car or on the plane. That's wonderful, and you can keep doing that. Just keep in mind that that is not a study routine. That's a fake one. That's passive learning, and we shouldn't rely on it completely. Prioritize your study routine if you want to speed up your results. Why are my students successful? Why my babies go from stuck to speaking? Because inside my academy, they have to do the work. They have lessons, they have activities, they have live workshops. I'm always making them think and analyze the information they're studying. That takes a little bit of time, but the results pay off. By the way, if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. That really helps the channel. If you think this lesson is useful, I invite you to share this lesson with your friends. That really helps my channel to grow. But not only that, you are helping someone with this video. So if you think this video is important, share it with someone who needs to see this, because there are many students from all over the world who are stuck at pre-intermediate or intermediate, and my mission is to change that, to help people go from stuck to speaking and talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Now, as I always say, I have an amazing study plan cycle and a listening mastery workshop. Get the link and the information in the description of this video. I am sure you will like, especially if you are disorganized and you need a plan to help you get back on track with your journey to fluency, and if you need to understand native speakers more easily. This will provide you with the best strategies you need to make that happen. Now, mistake number three is to rely on translation to learn. Sometimes, one thing that I always tell people here on my YouTube channel, my house, my rules. So here on my channel, I speak English 100%. So I like comments in English, I like messages in English, and I do this because I want to set the example. So I'm showing you that I'm using English, and so should you. And at this level, if you want to go from stuck to speaking, if you want to speed up your results, you need to stop using translation as a way to study. Again, disclaimer, of course that sometimes we need it. Maybe you tried to understand a word in English, but you couldn't. And here on my channel, I have videos where I teach the step-by-step process of how to study a word in English with no translation. So I give you, I think it's a 4 or 5 step process. And I know that sometimes we don't understand, and we need to use a little bit of translation, but very little. The problem is when you rely completely on translation, it's your habit. Oh, new word, translation. Oh, new phrase, I don't understand this phrase. Translation. You don't even let your critical thinking analyze that phrase, that structure. So if you keep doing this at this level, you will slow down. And more than that, when it's time to speak, you will be stuck. You will go very slowly. The words won't come to you, because another thing that I teach my babies inside my academy is paraphrasing. At this level, there will always be words you don't know. Therefore, if you want to be an excellent communicator, someone who can talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime, you need to develop the skill of paraphrasing the things you don't know how to say. But if you're constantly using translation and teaching your brain that the only solution is translation, your brain will get lazy. And at times of panic, at times of difficult situations, your brain will be like, no, I need translation. I can't do this. So what happens? You freeze because you taught your brain that way. So it's time to change that. Even at a beginning level, I don't like using translation so much. There's a way to do it. But my channel focuses on pre-intermediate and intermediate students. And I know that at this level, if you want to speed up the process, you need to watch out for this mistake, okay? I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure to share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.